10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the South American qualifiers for the Kiev Major. We've got Midas Club Elite going up against Vultur, and I, being the super responsible person, forgot to check their standing, so I'm gonna be doing that on the side. Hopefully, if I could find it. Where did it go? It was somewhere around here. I think no, that's not it.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Okay, lol, I don't know where it went, but I'm assuming these two teams should be kind of in the middle of the pack. There are two 5-0 teams, 2-5-0 teams, 1-4-1 team, and I think that's it. So everyone else should have more losses than wins. So fighting for the middle of the group right now, Vultur and Midas Club. I believe Midas Club just coming off of a win, so I'm sure they're feeling pretty good about that one versus unknown team. So this one should be just as difficult, I would say. See if they're able to put it together. Quick look at the bans, looking fairly normal, exception being that Weaver ban out, leaving Slaughter in the pool, yet no one is going to be taking him. Now, if Slaughter is still in the pool when the Vultur pick comes around again, then I'm going to say that someone messed up somewhere doing something. That's just not right. There we go. But yeah, other than that, Keeper Light, early Lifestealer. For the Vulture side, Lifestealer certainly good up against this Nyx Assassin Rubik opening from the Midas Club side. No real way of dealing with that magic immunity. Lifestealer not really an all-star with Coddle, but hey, you don't have to be joining them all together. You can do some pretty silly things with Recall and the Lifestealer, but mobility from Vulture not really huge just yet. Possible that they pick up like an Axe type hero and then get the Lifestealer bombs going off that way, a Storm Spirit type hero or an Ember Spirit type hero, just a little bit of mobility. Get the Lifestealer bouncing around the map. For Midas Club, this is a little bit of an interesting opening. Rubik pick is whatever, right? It's just a Rubik first pick. Nyx Assassin, though, very, very early is picked up. Now, this hero is definitely powerful enough to be played. Is he powerful enough to be first picked? I'm not really sure about that. Now, he is very good up against Keeper of the Light. If you're going to let Keeper of the Light get through and then instant pick a Nyx Assassin kind of as a soft counter, I don't hate that. However, Nyx Assassin also is a hero that, though you may be very good up against this one particular hero, he may struggle up against some other ones, like Lifestealer. Nyx Assassin really doesn't have that much game versus a Lifestealer with Rage. So, yeah, it is a risky pick here for Midas Club. But hey, the ability to stun out Keeper of the Light means that's, well, in return of damage, of course, means that you could actually make high ground pushes a lot more dangerous because Coddle's creep clearing is going to be putting himself at risk. Like, he's going to take a lot of damage, he's going to stun himself, and you know if he stuns himself as well. Because, well, you walk into the Illuminate with the Spike Carapace, so you will have a chance to jump in on him afterwards. It does open the door up for a couple of initiation tactics from Midas Club, but with the Nyx Assassin being picked, now the Juggernaut for the safe lane, not really sure who's going to be making that jump in. Vulture side, it's going to be that Earth Spirit. A little bit of an early mid-game Lifestealer bombs from the Vulture squad. really good now, seeing as though there's an Invoker on the other end. Not especially great versus the Juggernaut. Nyx Assassin is somewhat resistant to it. Doesn't have to worry about that. Nyx Assassin, the Earth Spirit roll in, quite as much with that Spike Carapace and the Impale. Does have to worry about that Life Stealer. But yeah, Earth Spirit Coddle. I do like this duo as a support duo quite a bit. You kind of get the best of both worlds. The super defensive aspect of the Keeper of the Light, a little bit of scaling. He's going to be jungling in the early stages, and Earth Spirit to apply that more aggressive side of things. Vulture's draft does what it needs to do to support this Life Stealer pretty well. So I'm all on board with that. For the Midas Club side, Soothes just got done playing, I believe it started out as an Exort Invoker. You can see the very beginning of that game. He's already warmed up with that, and that is the type of hero you do want to have to be able to get these kills on Keeper of the Light, on Life Stealer even. Ice Wall can be backbreaking if he doesn't have Rage up. Life Stealer that's not moving is probably not getting any kills. And of course you have Alacrity with the Juggernaut in a little bit more of a later stage of the game. Midas Club, if they want to, they can very easily grab like a Ogre Magi type hero as the last support pick. They even have the luxury, I suppose, of putting an Assassin Rubik support duo. It's definitely not the worst in the world. Just stun into Juggernaut spin. You can get kills with that pretty easily. We'll see what they decide to do. I do like having a Earth Spirit type hero on the Midas Club side. Vulture want to do though. Another mid lane matchup is that Invoker. They're going to get another Initiator or this Life Stealer in the form of an Axe. This is going to give them quite a few options, keep Midas Club on their toes. Who is actually going to be holding the Life Stealer inside of them? Perhaps more importantly, it's just that Axe is really the hero you want to initiate on someone like a Juggernaut or a Nyx Assassin. You can kill them off before they get their defensive spells out. It is definitely very possible.
Reserve time.
The only problem with Vulture's draft is that, yes, they can get kills very easily. Going for Roche, not really that easy. Going for Tower is not really that easy. Like, you can get Echo Saber Desolator and then start shipping away with the Life Stealer, but up against an Invoker, threat of Rubik and Nyx Assassin stuns to initiate, it is kind of high. So Vulture definitely do need either some way of locking down the map, i.e. a Tinker, or a way to very aggressively start fights, i.e. Storm Spirit. Alternatively, getting someone like a Naga Siren last pick for the mid lane isn't the worst thing in the world for Vulture. Avenge the ban though, it signifies to me that they want more Tinker angle. They really just need some way to finish this game. Like, Life Stealer as the only real damage dealer is not quite going to be good enough. Do they want to grind Midas Club out? Do they kind of want to just burst through the front gates swinging? Sniper being banned out, and Shadow Fiend and TA. Mid lane damage dealers are kind of thin. OD is still in the pool, and they can definitely get away with that, I feel. They would really want to have someone with more tower damage than OD, I think. It's still perfectly viable. I wouldn't mind an OD that much, especially OD with Earth Spirit. You can set up a lot of action on this Invoker. Liking that just fine for Vulture, although that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see from Vulture. Go Warlord. And for Midas Club, something like an Ogre Magi, I still think that's pretty good. Just another stun. If you can get someone with a 4-staff build-up, that'll be great up against Vulture. But the reason why I like Troll Warlord is that, first of all, lane's not going to be too difficult. Second of all, this is going to be really great synergy between him and the Life Stealer. Like, with a Life Stealer, you're going to be going for this kind of mid-game tempo we play. The Axe with the Earth Spirit, whoever you infest bomb into. So you do need someone to be the heavy should that really fall off or not work well enough. Life Stealer sometimes gets to that point where he can just bulldoze everyone afterwards. But with Troll Warlord in your back pocket, you can immediately go for either a large-scale team fight after an infest bomb with a Troll Warlord's damage output, because, you know, Life Stealer, once he jumps in, uses open wounds, gets the kill, usually struggles to actually find additional targets, but Troll Warlord doesn't really have that problem as much. Or just bulldoze towers, which is something that the Troll Warlord is really good at, especially when combined with the Life Stealer, and especially when combined with the Keeper of the Light and his Heal Illuminate, which should be one of, if not his first item at Aghanim Scepter. I do like how Vulture have capped out their draft. What Midas Club are going to grab last. to counter Troll, to counter Lifestealer, you do want to have mobility, but not many support heroes that give mobility. That's not really a thing. Basically, crowd control effects, stuns, silences can be pretty nice. Underlord. That's an interesting one. Nick Assassin is going to take to the support role. Again, pretty good with the Rubik and the Juggernaut setup. Maybe not versus the Lifestealer in particular, but certainly good enough versus everyone else. The Underlord gonna have actually a pretty decent time here. Ultra heroes are all typically low range. Troll Warlords is usually gonna be melee. Of course, the other 3 strength heroes are all melee. You should be able to get a lot of value out of your AoE damaging and lockdown spells. Bit of Malice, the Firestorm. Even your Atrophy Aura does quite a bit of work versus Troll and Lifestealer. It still will be attacking very quickly. Still can hit decently hard if they're farmed. Get a little bit of additional utility out of this Underlord. I think this pick is actually pretty good. Like even where Midas Club have ended up as well. I do like Vultur's draft a little bit more. That's just, you know, no Crash Arena, one-time arena. We are in. Pick a Troll Warlord. I'm gonna be favoring you because that just is crazy fun to watch. I like Troll, man. I like Troll as soon as I learned about that blind build back in the day. I'd go mid, max out blind. They would have like a 60% chance of missing, and then you would just get all good times, man. Of course, it's changed now, but still, good old days. This is the brawl of the century. What Nico doesn't know is that there's a Nick Assassin coming from behind him. Telekinesis him back, even took a tower shot. Assassin cutting him off, Impale is there, Sunstrike as well. Is this first blood? It will be. Nico down. Theo Licor is gonna grab first blood. Earth Spirit didn't even place down any of his vision. Definitely did not expect to be lifted up into tower range. Definitely did not expect Nick Assassin to come from that angle. Midas Club are gonna be in for a good start. And then the classic pause after first blood. Not quite as good as get first blood and to say good luck, have fun. Let's take a quick look at what's going to be on the field. Ellis on the Underlord up towards top lane. Soothe is on the Invoker mid. Over towards bottom lane, we got F and A on the Juggernaut. Theo Licor, rather, on the Rubik. First blood for him. We could already see movement speed incoming. A little bit more of an aggressive playstyle in this bottom lane, and Bardo is on the Nyx Assassin. On the other end, there's an axe, I guess. Pepita is going to be playing the mid lane Troll Warlord. They're going to be invading pretty far, but I don't think this is actually going to do anything. Yeah, just hitting him a couple times. Got Algodal on the Lifestealer. Fullback is on the Coddle of the Light. Of course, the freshly dead Nico is on the Earth Spirit. Arbor Venom first. He, along with that Troll Warlord, really do want to apply pressure to that Invoker if they can. Ellis is kind of getting his ass handed to him. Gotta watch out. He will Shrine up. Will not die here, but that's a very early usage of the Shrine just by one open moon skill right clicks. Well worth the expense there for this Lifestealer. Not exactly going to be starved for mana either, seeing as though he has a Coddle in his lane, so yeah, he will be just fine to continue onward. Also, very importantly, they see Underlord's opening item, Iron Talon, right off the bat with some regen. Know that he will most likely be playing very passively in the jungle. That means Coddle, that means Earth Spirit will be kind of more willing to go in and mess with the Underlord at the expense of their quote-unquote safety of the Lifestealer. Lifestealer is not going to be in danger at all. Bottom lane, speaking of danger though, Axe taking a full-on spin. Yeah, this combo has a lot of damage, has a lot of stun set up with their supports, but damage is pretty much all in the Juggernaut. It needs level 3 spin, level 3, 4, level 2 spin. He's gonna easily get those kills. Otherwise, they need a lot of body blocking, a lot of right clicks. Of course, right clicking Axe, you know, not always recommended, let's say. Top lane's gonna be abandoned. Underlord's gonna go straight jungle. No Atrophy Aura, just Firestorm. It's a little bit awkward, but he's level 2. Make it work. And I expect Axe to do very much so the same. He already has Poor Man's Shield, so clearing the jungle is pretty safe for him. Yeah, he'll just go ahead and get that additional damage with the Quelling Blade, and he'll be just fine. And then over in mid, Pepita, he does have to worry about taking too many shots from Suits here. Joker has, I think, slightly more range. Or is range stored nowadays? Back range 500, is it the same? No, 600. Yeah, so he's slightly outranged by the Invoker. But Nico is going to be the difference maker here. Good roll in, can put a lot of damage into Suits. Of course, Nico is completely spotted out and will completely miss. So, yeah, I'm not really sure if that's how you do it. Vita should still, though he will take chip damage. That's similar enough base damage, at least for right now, that he should keep even-ish in CS. Forge Spirits notwithstanding. We'll see if they're able to make any rotations, Midas Club, with this Nyx Assassin, make that actually stick. Suits can bait a roll in, and Bardo can intercept with an hail, the Spike Carapace in there. Only get some high-value plays. Gets kicked down to the low ground. Does no damage, though. He's just going in. Speaking of going in, Suits gets bashed. Eats his tree. That's the concern. Like, Soothes can very easily go down here just by having Troll Warlord double Whirling Axes, which he doesn't have mana for right now, but those Whirling Axes out, get the roll in. And he shouldn't get... Okay, he had vision of that, and he just still goes and gets hit by it, and now he's dead. I mean, like, I'm not blind, right? Like, this is definitely a Radiant Observer Ward overlooking absolutely everything, so... He was definitely trying to bait so that Bardo can come in and maybe they make a turnaround play, but at the end of the day, Axe dies, but also it's a level 4 Invoker, so he can't really do that much damage right now. Most of his damage comes from right clicks. Finding an Axe in the middle of nowhere, level 2 spin, again, is just enough damage to get that kill. By the Battle Hunger, force the Juggernaut out of lane. Really awkward there, though he does have a salve, so he should be able to recover. He doesn't have to worry about getting too close to get called by this Axe. That can lead to some ugly things. So, similarly, Axe is in a little bit of trouble. If they lift him up, he's in a full creep wave. That's a lot of extra damage from those creeps. Put the call on himself, get the extra armor, but the spin is going to put him in a blender. Sunstrike off the mark. FNA is going to kind of half-ass that spin. Of course, is going to respect that TP in. They did have vision of that as the Earth Spirit fight. As a Mango, though, so FNA still has the ability to get those kills. Not the end of the world. Like the carries on either side are farming about toe-to-toe. A lot more CS, though, going for Pepita than is going for Soothes. With Alacrity, he is respecting that Earth Spirit. And speaking of Earth Spirit, what do you tell him? There's an Earth Spirit right next to him. He's going to get kicked and then rolled into. There is no true sight here, but still, Soothes forced to spend a whopping 200 mana in order to escape that gank. Jokers usually don't build up a ton of mana regen incredibly early on. And more in Travels, Midas, those big kind of farm-based items. He is going to have to fall all the way back. Not a kill, but they barely expend anything. Force the Invoker all the way back to his base. Well worth the slight mana expense from both these two heroes. Axe is doing just fine. A little bit surprised he's continuing to go down to this bottom lane. There's a level 3 spin at this point. Axe cannot survive that. And an Underlord making his arrival. Arcane Boots on the way very soon. Axe should be the build up afterwards. As far as aggressive timing is concerned, it's not really the best, but they're going to get the spin once again onto the Axe. Going to do a hefty chunk of damage, but the double spins on the Axe gets the kill. Sometimes lucky. The creep wave coming in at the worst time for the Radiant. Juggernaut, without any time to respond, just gets 50 to 0'd after 2 spins from that Axe. Maybe if the spins are staggered a little bit, he's able to fall back and get out of range, but he died so quickly. Axe is going to get kind of a lucky break there, actually. Yet still, the Juggernaut's pushing for that level 6 mark, so he dies, yes, but it's not the end of the world. It's really great for Axe, though. Get that Tranquils, start building up towards that Blink Dagger mark. About Algodao, get a little more aggression. Lifestealer standpoint, he's been pretty much playing this game by himself, PvE style, on this top lane. And a Midas wouldn't be surprised for that, although, yeah, they could definitely wait this one out, Vultur. the long game and a Midas, and then get, you know, your Echo Saber and whatnot afterwards. The strike and the axe is gonna whiff. Axe is going in though. One spin and another will kill off the Rubik. He opts for a right click, not quite enough. He's attacking him, so he's not spinning. But here comes the axes from the side. Firestorm, that will kill off the axe in the end. Pepita's arrival, not able to help out too much. Secures the kill on the Rubik, I guess, for himself, but could be better. FNA has an Omni Slash now. Is gonna maybe think about picking a fight here. Whirling Axes is there, plus the spin. Firestorm gonna cut off one of Pepita's retreat paths. The woods he's gonna go, but there's an Omni Slash waiting for him with the pit. They will get the kill with the big crit at the end. FNA cashing in pretty huge here as Pepita throws away a good portion of his early game farm advantage by going down there for not that much. Now, I'd rather like to see Vultur play this game slow as opposed to looking for kills that aggressively. You're picking a fight with the level 6 Juggernaut. You got to assume that you're going to get with an Omni Slash, at least. Underlord doing a lot more nuking damage in these fights than I would really expect from such an early phase. They are going to get a top lane tier 1 in the meantime. Not all bad for Vultur. Power down, gets Rubik, who's level 6. Wow, that's actually pretty quick. And Nick Assassin level 6 should be coming up pretty shortly as well. Fullback has been playing very quietly in the background. Not much for him to really do except for farm. That's pretty much all what Keeper Light wants. He wants a safe lane who's not going to be forced to back off, or who's not going to have a bad time at all. Keeper Light just wants to AFK farm. Killer Bomb on the bottom lane. That's going to stun up the Juggernaut and dunk him down. Got him. Easy kills, easy life. Puddle going for that Aghanim Scepter now. Should have that one at a pretty good timing. I don't know the fastest timing you can get it, realistically. This one's not going to be the fastest I've seen, but still very, very quick. For a support to get a 4,200 gold worth of item is pretty substantial. Unless he dies here. It's difficult to do. Pit cancelled. And Bardo only has that Impale, so offensive power from the Assassin kind of lacking. Opting for a little more Spike Carapace, hoping to keep himself safe, maybe return an Illuminate or two. One Helm, Armlet build up. Actually do want to go for the Juggernaut one more time. A lot more difficult without that invest. I'll just stick around in the bottom lane. Actually, there's some help coming towards bottom. 2 heroes, in fact. Looking for this Life Stealer. Alice is playing cool up towards top lane. Pretty much standard stuff for the Underlord. Nico is going to put down Observer Ward, which is not going to see anything but FNA. Bardo and Theo Licor coming in from the side is going to catch the Life Stealer by surprise. Spin is there with the Impale. Perfectly done by the Radiant squad. He's going to jump into a creep, but it's not the super healthy one. But is still something that they can kill. Nico spotted out by Bardo in the side trees. He's going to pop out of there, roll in onto FNA from the Earth Spirit's going to kick him back into tower range. Call not quite on the mark, though. Nice Impale, though, from the Nyx Assassin. Is going to grab the Earth Spirit. Battle Hunger from the Alicor. It's actually going to get him quite a bit of movement speed, enough to get away from the call. Telekinesis, no Impale. A little bit hesitant there from Bardo. He figured they have an Omni Slash. They could have definitely gotten that kill if he just went for it. Pizza looking for Soothes. Double Whirling Axes, Battle Trance at the ready. Soothes gonna immediately go into his Sentry drops though. With silence there, they'll beat him down. Nyx Assassin coming in way too late. Pizza get another kill now on this Invoker. Squarely in the middle of the pack as far as farm is concerned. Not where Invoker wants to be. Algodao still on this bottom lane. This time has no Infest as a backup plan, but he does have a Blinking Axe. Is that good enough? The open wounds onto Theo. Nice Troll Net is going to keep Algodao at a distance. FNA, though, going for the spin. Algodao has no rage, so he just has to try to fight this one out, but he gets Fade Bolted. No help from the Axe, though. He's going to jump in, get a call onto 3 heroes. Where are the spins? There's 2, killing off the Juggernaut. Looking for a third. Theo Licor is going to get some decent help from this healing ward. Steals Battle Hunger one more time. Gets him a good bit of movement speed to get out of the situation. Another Blink call available. They are not going to catch the Rubik. Most likely not going to catch the Underlord either. Will be a Life Stealer for Juggernaut trade. Axe manning up. Getting in that fight. gets paid off pretty handily with that one kill on the Juggernaut. Axe with the Blink Dagger. 7 minutes in. This is one of the biggest threats you can face. You are Midas Club. If you get hit with this Blink Call, you are pretty much dead. Of course, this is buying a lot of space for the Coddle to farm. Vita should be getting a lot of space from this as well. It looks like the Troll Warlord would rather be in the mix than off farming some lane by himself. Battle Trance, level 3 Fervor. This tower is super dead. Not even fortifiable. Here comes the Axe. Is going to run into a Vendetta Nyx Assassin. He has no clue. Blow some smokes off on the side. Here comes the Firestorm. Here comes the Initiation. Sunstrike is going to pop the Axe, even do a little bit of damage to the Lifestealer. Open Wounds into Bardo may bring him down. Off on the bottom lane in the meantime, Pepita 1v3ing like an absolute man. Is going to take a lot of damage though. Firestorm is going to cut off his escape path. That's him dead. Did they just Omni Slash him? They did. That was completely unnecessary. They do bring down the Nyx Assassin up to the north. At the expense of a Troll and an Axe is way too expensive for Vultur to say it's worth it. I'm just not expecting that initiation from the high ground like that. Can't really blame them. I mean, you either have vision there and you avoid it completely, or you just die immediately. Real halfway mark there. They're still sticking around this bottom lane though. FNA and did use his Omni Slash, so he is not incredibly powerful here. Got a speedy little Satyr coming through. Hadouken! Algodao really wants in right now. He does have an armlet, so this is the time for Lifestealer to get in these engagements. Would rather have Keeper of the Light farm up this 1800 needed for this Aghanim Scepter completion. Getting into a fight right now, I don't think is something that Vultur want to do. Especially since their big hero, the Axe, is not here. Gotta at least wait for the Axe. See what this Nyx Assassin can do versus this Keeper spam. This is why they picked it, right? This is why they first picked it. Try to get on top of that Keeper of the Light. Not that many Blink Daggers, though. No Blink Daggers, in fact, on Midas. Illuminate, roll in, and Best Bomb at the ready. Lifestealer pops out. Is kind of indecisive. Call out to 3, though, is absolutely perfect. They're going to go for the Rubik first, take him down. The Dark Rift is going to try to pull him out, and it will do just that. Pulls everyone else out. Right Underlord response with, of course, that pit. Lock everyone down. A perfect call from the Axe, but an even better response from Team Midas, getting everyone out of that situation. Bar the Rubik, of course, but it's a Rubik. It is an acceptable loss. Are they really going for a Roche? No way. They are going in, man. This is so brave of them. They should get the hell out of here. It's brave, borderline stupid. At least Bardo is going to check out a couple of reinforcing heroes. Troll Warlord, Helm of the Dominator. It is possible that Vultur take this. Both these two teams have to be keen to that fact. I'd say both teams have a similarly powerful Roshan lineup. Similarly powerful in the fact that they can also crash Roshan really hard. These teams have to be careful about that. Hey, you got a Troll Warlord, you might as well just battle trance the tower, right? Top lane in the meantime should be dropping in exchange, even 1 for 1. This is the Radiant side advantage showing itself off, though. This shrine, tamper-proof. I mean, there's a Dire Shrine there, of course, I guess. Really a huge advantage. There are more relevant shrines in the area for the Radiant if you're going to be fighting a lot here. New tower is very important for Midas to take. And puts Roshan a little bit more of an island, restricts the reinforcement route here from Vultur. Hey, though, uses the spin very early, gets hit with the call. Lifestealer's in there as well. They lift up the Axe, but that's still not going to save this Juggernaut. He's going to dodge the dunk by Omni Slashing, but he still will go down. And now Ellis is farming up, but there's an Axe on their tail. Yo does have a Rage, which is actually pretty good here. That Battle Hunger hit is going to slow down the Axe. Kick. It's the Courier, I guess. They're just going to go straight for that Roche. Algodao gets pulled right back in. Battle Trance is ready. What damage they can do. Not a lot of minus armor here, just a lot of brute force damage. Firestorm, Pit of Malice. Argonaut not alive, though. No Omni Slash either. Kind of wasted it at the end of his life there. gonna force Vultur to fall back. They'll shrine up. There are tier 2 towers on both sides, so Roshan is actually pretty well reinforceable for both these two teams. See how these teams are able to sneak farm in the bottom lane. You don't want to get too far away from Roche because it's so easy for both these two teams to take it. But you do want to kind of greed out and sneak some CS here and there, shove the bottom lane, force an enemy to defend their tower perhaps. If you do that, then Roshan is free and clear for the taking. Not easy to do. Very delicate game. Stick around for too long, you might just get jumped by, you know, a lifestealer bomb. Or just an axe. Blink in, call, blade mail is up. Use one more spin for a dunk, there it is. F&A, his bluff gets called hard by an axe with blade mail. There's a lot of reinforcements in the area for the Radiant squad. Axe is kind of alone on an island with no TP, but I think he should be fast enough to get out of here. A little bit of extra movement speed from the Battle Hunger is going to be cut off by Bardo. There is an Impale here, will land. Sunstrike is there as well as the Stomp. Lots of stuns. Is there enough damage? It seems like they should have it. Call is there, but it's not going to do anything. They will get the kill. The Centaur got the kill. Okay, whatever, man. But again, in the meantime, it's all a bait. They got you baited towards the bottom lane. Yeah, they got an axe, but oh my god, the siege catapult is so fast. In the meantime, the rest of the Dire squad slips right in. And again, Troll, Lifestealer, easy pickings for that Roche. That axe kill worth it? Probably not. Grand scheme of things. Get Lifestealer, manning up. He knows he has the Aegis, so he'll be fine. Plus an Invis Rune Earth Spirit. Suits is not going to see this one coming. Immediately silenced, immediately stunned. And with the Sentry to drop, he needs help from others, but it's not going to come in time. And the telekinesis is a little bit off the mark as well. And the Rubik gets a pretty good one in that Magnetize. Dealing an ultimate, never bad. But at the cost of your Invoker, pretty bad. This Axe is just running this game here for Vultur. A lot of space for Pepita. The catapult following him. That's kind of useless, but you know what? Sure, you do you, man. You do you. Catapults have no auras. Unless they're hidden auras that I don't know about. So, we'll dodge the stomp, kill the Centaur. Little Bardo thinking about going for this one. So far, Nyx hasn't really had the greatest impact in this game, although it's not too late. With the stun, the pit, and there's the pit. There's an Aegis on the Lifestealer, so they can definitely kill him off once. They bring him off, bring him down twice before the axe comes in. Algodow's just going to rage out of there. Illuminate comes in. Does actually no damage somehow. Yeah, they'll take down the Aegis. It's not nothing, but Midas, they would really like a little bit more than that. Otto's farm is actually really slow. Considering how fast of start he got in this Aghanim Scepter, completing in 20 minutes still isn't like that bad. It would have taken him a lot less time, especially since nighttime just rolls around now. And a little bit earlier would have given him another day phase. Open the door for a couple of those Aegis plays on the Lifestealer, but timing's just not working out quite well enough for Vultur. They're still going to group up for this. They have a really powerful initiator in the Axe. It's something that Midas Club can't really match one for one. Mechanism, Pipe of Insight, this is really strong from the Underlord. It actually doesn't do that much against Vultur. It might get value, but it's kind of... I'm not really sure about that. We'll just go for it. I mean, Troll Warlord still does damage to towers. On S and Y Troll Warlord earlier. Looks like he's just going to be going for this pretty standard build. BKB, and Helmet Dominator. Nothing weird there. Are these towers going to be traded, though? Ogre does a lot of damage versus the towers with the Alacrity. F&A can do quite a bit as well, but I'm scared to fully commit. Creation for Midas Club is a little bit more in the middle of the map where it's strong. Like this kind of band is where they're really good at initiating in the middle of the map here. Whereas the Axe kind of doesn't have that same initiation style as the Nyx. He just sees a target, goes in. Nyx Assassin is going to struggle a lot more, even if he does have a Blink Dagger, which he doesn't. Why is there an Invoker on this bottom lane here? He's going to narrowly TP out. Woo. They stunned him a little bit too early there. That would have been really bad. Would have at least costed Midas a bottom tier 2. And of course, you don't want to lose an Invoker who's on top of your net worth chart. Not a good idea. Would have also died with Hand of Midas available. That's the ultimate feels bad. You don't any worse than that. And they still might actually get this tier 2. Algodao has gone for Desolator Armlet build. Only a good one at killing off towers. Just use Battle Trance for something else. I'm not really sure what. I was not going to help them kill this tower off, but not really sure if they need it. This Lifestealer is dishing out some serious deeps. Top lane tier 2 already weakened up previously. Will similarly fall. Troll Warlord going to teleport in. Bardo though, go for the wraparound. There is an invisibility back on Pepita. Tornado EMP on the back lines, catching 2 with the stun following up onto those same 2. Lifestealer and Axe are not going anywhere anytime soon. In the back, Pepita, he is revealed right now, stuck in the pit, is not doing any damage, will get hit with the full Omni Slash, and he will take a lot of damage from that. Coddle's Blast will not do nearly enough to help him. It's not even daytime, so it doesn't even heal. And for Vultur, they just trickle in at a really awkward angle. An Invoker with the Ice Wall, the Impale from the Nyx Assassin, answering this Lifestealer bomb absolutely perfectly. Only gonna get them 1 kill. Looked like it could have been a little bit better there for Midas. Hey, it's a Troll Warlord. For free. Not gonna say no to that. I guess it costed them an Omni Slash, so not really free. Mostly free. You're not gonna say no. Vultur, they can still fight because of the power level of this Axe. Does so much damage with the blink in. I just really respect that. They were able to kind of catch Vultur on the incoming. Not really something that's easy to do. And by doing so, that kind of mitigated the fact that they don't have any real great initiators, like Axe level initiators on the Midas side. So for that engagement, able to get around that weakness. This is actually going to help a lot. That engagement gave them a Blink Dagger on Rubik. Not the most devastating way of initiating, but it is a way of catching Vultur off guard. Getting a Blink Telekinesis into an Omni Slash can start you off at a 4v5 advantage, and that can snowball into bigger things, so it's a pretty big item for the Rubik to have. Nyx Assassin just picks up a Hand of Midas, I believe. Midas. What if he's going to go for a Blink for himself, or if he's just going to go straight Ags? Oh man, Midas into no usage, into straight fight. There's an Axe here with an Invest Bomb, lands a call onto 2. Impale's going to land, but it's not going to save Theo. Axe still does a lot of damage. They're going to focus down FNA in the front lines. Pit is great with the Tornado. Here comes the Deafening Blast and the Meteor, flattening 3 heroes. They're all super low, and they're mostly all going to fall. Vultur get cleaned up as Soothes delivers huge on the Invoker. That was absolutely Invoker perfect for perfection there. Well, that was a Tornado, Rock, Deafening Blast. I mean, he's level 17. He has the Aghanim Scepter, so the spells that he can invoke are substantial. And Vultur definitely did not expect that. There's no BKB here on the Troll Warlord. The Lifestealer used his Rage very early just for that additional damage output. So if you use it like that, you're not going to have the magic immunity, and you are going to be sufficiently punished. And now Bardo has a chance actually connecting on one of these Spike Carapaces. Do it! Got them! Doesn't really do a lot, but hey, tower's already down. That means the shrines are vulnerable. Have another one, unfortunately. They're going to rush the Raxes, look for that evac, and they're free and clear. Unfortunately, Rax at 6 HP. There it is. Cardi. Got him. Got the Raxes. They slaughtered Vultur. And that, friends, is why you do not group up tightly up against an Underlord, an Invoker. Bad things tend to happen. That's not going to happen all the time, but when it does, man, Vultur are just going to get obliterated. I'd like to see this Troll Warlord have a Phase Helm Dragonlance BKB buildup. Not sure if I'm a huge fan of the Shadow Blade. Looking for a very pick-off heavy-based type of gameplay. Only sustained that for so long before Midas just group up as 5 and say, okay, you can try to pick us off now. Keep in mind, that was all started in the context of Axe landing a 2-man call, and they took out the Rubik first thing. No responses, just Rubik dead. Jump onto the Earth Spirit, force them down real low. Then Tar is going to find a couple of heroes. Blink Call going to catch the Underlord, but that's not an easy kill. Here comes the EMP Tornado Ice Wall. Axe is not going anywhere anytime soon. He's completely tapped out of mana as well. They'll just slowly but surely beat him down. Illuminate heal or not, he is going to fall. Axe down for 50. The Illuminate flies out, does pretty much nothing. Chop down a shrine, get a nice boatload of cash from that. The tower should fall immediately afterwards. So Axe down for 30 means that most likely Vultur have no response to what's coming next. Ita is being stalked by a bug and gets stomped. Now this Nyx Assassin doesn't have any true sight, so Sado, they can gank the hell out of this Satyr, that's for sure. They'll lose the tower, Vultur, and that should be about it, although they're going to get a mana leak onto the Rubik. He has a blink still. So if there's a roll in, he will see it coming and will be able to dodge. Just going to call it quits. Midas Gaming now taking a very decisive lead in this game. 7,500 advantage from pretty much a completely even game. That one big AoE fight, it will absolutely destroy you. Vultur still have the ability to Lifestealer Bomb. Still have a very good group of heroes that's fighting in and around their high ground. Blink Call, Illuminate spam, the Earth Spirit's ability to initiate an angle with the axes, of course. They have options. They have a really good crew of heroes that take down Roche. The Vultur, though they may be behind, they definitely have ways of getting back into it. If they mess up with their positioning one more time, then Soothes might just put an end to all of them. Invoker does not mess around. I'd imagine BKB Refresher to be his build. Maybe an Octarine first. Probably Octarine. Refresher is kind of up against some magic immunity. I think this is the build they went for in the last game. Time for both teams to think about how they're going to handle Roche. Radiant see it. They are slightly slower at it. They're going to clear out the shrine first. They still have theirs, of course. Their North Secret Shop area. Seems like they don't want to risk that. Going into Roche tends to group you up. Grouping up tends to mean that you die to Axe. They'll just call it quits for right now, farm elsewhere. As long as they keep Centaur in this Roche pit, no way for Vultur to sneak it out from underneath them. So Vultur can do it so quickly that it might just be a possibility. Centaur bouncing in and out there. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Wait. A remnant there. That looked like another Centaur somehow. I'm not really sure why. He has to be very careful. Wants that one additional creep wave. No punish this time. There's one additional hero there. They could have easily gone in. Centaur is going to be dominated. That's going to let Midas know that something's going on near the Roche pit. Juggernaut has another domination available. Call it domination? It is called domination. They'll just probably send another random creep in there. Doesn't really matter what it is, as long as it is a creep that can die or get dominated itself. So, what's happening afterwards? See what Soothes can do here. Deafening Blast, Meteor, Sunstrike, Tornado. Good 3/4 of Troll Warlord's HP. And they'll just back off. Completely out of mana, because again, mana regeneration is not something that Invokers usually do. They get like Sheep Sticks or Octarines, but this one's going for Shivas. He has a shrine though. That's good. He has arcane boots on Rubik. Yeah, he'll have enough mana most likely. Ardo looking for Nico now with the help of the Underlord. Sunstrike is coming in and it'll blow him up. Firestorm to clear off the creep so that Sunstrike damage is not split. The orchestrated gank on the Earth Spirit. That's gonna limit the Vulture's side's ability to initiate into this Roche pit. Again, this isn't the fastest Roche in the world. It should be fast enough. Where's the Lifestealer? He is more to the south with the axe. They are nowhere near any Midas heroes. And they're going to wish they were a little bit closer, because they could have done a number there, even without their Earth Spirit, but to do it. Instead, it's going to be a clean Aegis pickup here for FNA. That's the second Roche, I believe, so no cheese. Have all the big aura items on the Underlord. Are they doubling up Shivas? Looks like they are. They should probably iron that one out first. Mid range is already taken. They can kind of camp themselves out in this type of area over here, bounce between top and mid, and start pressuring both those lanes simultaneously. Alternatively, just let FNA get to work with this Maelstrom. Have his Mjolnir pretty quickly, only 200 gold away from that. He's that hyper. A lot of extra damage coming out from that jug. Not only with his right clicks, but static charge up against Vultur is actually insane. That just cannot attack the person with static charge, or else he'll end up killing himself. Gem on the Underlord. They see Pepita. They still see him. He's going to get lifted up. Impale is going to be a little bit late, but they still will land it. Mana Burn, Sunstrike will kill immediately. He'll be at very low amounts of HP. Need a couple more right clicks. FNA going to chase him down. Omni Slash going to kill off and also bounce forward for Nico. It's not quite going to kill him, as he does roll away. The TPs come in, though. Nico is going to get chased down for another kill. The rest of the team looking north for Algodao. Tornado is perfect, canceling the recall from the Coddle. He's now dropped into an ice wall. He'll rage it off and walk away. That's still 2 kills, forcing out a buyback on the Troll Warlord. They did expend the Omni Slash, but they have pretty much everything else. They can make a suicide run with Dark Rift if they really want to. Bottom lane is being pushed, albeit only slightly. No mana on the Juggernaut is somewhat of a concern. Is that Arcane Boots cooldown? Just 10 seconds. Oh, they stole Battle Trance as well. That is huge. They're going to jump in, looking for the Troll Warlord. Force Staff out. He's going to keep him there for a couple more seconds, but the Cold Snap is going to bring him down eventually with the Permastun, the Blade Fury. Now the Axe is in the middle of nowhere. Algodao's forced out to the right. Axe is going to go to the north. Impale is slightly off the mark. There's another Troll Net soon. FNA is going to jump in. I don't think he has any way of slowing down this Axe by himself. Cold Snap, though. That'll do it. Locking him down once again. Another jump in from the Earth Spirit will actually end up saving Ash for a little while. No, it's Soothes who gets the last hit, as FNA still has that Aegis just in case. Here comes the evac. It's not going to save the Rubik, nor is it going to save the Juggernaut. Really awkward Dark Rift there from the Underlord. FNA will blink out, still Illuminate connects. He's going to spin off that Mana Leak and just make a break for it. Sunstrike will connect, I guess. Another jump in from Nico, looking for a stun kick. He'll miss the roll. FNA is getting some distance, but he will get caught with the call, and that's going to kill him off in the end. For all said and done, kills traded. No significant structural damage. Mid lane, rather untouched. Top lane tower, negligible amounts of damage there. Ultra are going to lose their Troll Warlord a handful of times. To take down the enemy Juggernaut, you have to worry a little bit for fullback. He does have the Aghanim Scepter and it is daytime, so with the gem, his vision is pretty much unparalleled. Still a gem, though, on the Underlord. Pretty damn difficult to kill off. Seems like we have a disagreement as to who's going to be going for the Shivas. Stack Shivas to a decent degree. The damage effect stacks. Aura does not, though. A lot of armor, I guess. You could just get an AC on Underlord. That's not the worst thing in the world. Or like a Vlad's or something like that. Speaking of AC, grabs his with the axe, looking for some pickoff. The more pickoffs Vulture get, the more time they buy for Pepita to get those additional items up. Someone as high caliber as Soothes. Big gain. Dire scan, seeing nothing. Soothes not going to show himself in lane, though. There's a ping for right here. I think that was Nick Assassin to ping it out. FNA with the battle hunger, no spin, gonna save him here. He revived, teleported in, and immediately died. Nick Assassin going to arrive. They'll cancel the TP of the axe, and they should be able to bring him down pretty easily. Off to the north, they're gonna go for the lifesteal at the exact same time. Looks like they use all their CC, and they can't quite stick on him. Even if they did, the damage output without the jug is a little bit lacking. Blink forward, they caught a glimpse of him, I believe. Pinged a couple pings that are accurate, but recall lifesteal will be sent a little bit closer to safety. Axe for Jug. Second Jug death in as many minutes. Not much that you can do by yourself once you get hit with that blink call. Hope the enemies don't spin and hope you get a lot of crits, I guess. You need allies help at that point. I mean, Lifestealer just does so much damage. Even if you do get the spin off beforehand, you still get called, you still take a truckload of damage from the Lifestealer. It doesn't actually do anything, actually. It saves you from Battle Hunger and the Infest damage, which at this point is probably the least of their concerns. The Vultur are buying themselves a lot of time. Soothes is revealed to the creep wave. Jump in, stun, connects, Lifestealer damage output is fairly high, though the BKB from Soothes is going to get him a little bit of distance. That's the difference between Earth Spirit ganks and Axe ganks. Algodao is going to grab himself into a creep. They'll lose the Earth Spirit. They know where the Lifestealer went. Pings from Orange. They know that there is something fishy going on with this creep wave, so they're just going to stay right outside of distance. I think the creep is actually being attacked. And there it is. Algodao going to try to teleport himself out, and it looks like he'll be just fine with the rage. No bashers and that. Of course, Pit of Malice used to pierce spell immunity. That was so dumb when it did. I don't understand why it ever did. Lifestealer is going to get himself out of there. If an Axe jumped in with the Lifestealer, that would have been a kill. But not enough hard crowd control effects to deal with an Invoker. He also has a freaking Shiva's Guard, so Lifestealer's all physical damage suite is run into some pretty heavy armor. Lord is actually going for a Sheep Stick. Don't mind that decision one bit. More utility from him. Hit Spike Carapace. That actually missed, it looks like. Come Juggernaut Illusions with Alacrity. We kicked out. Get out of my base. This is not really how Midas are going to win this game, by sending in illusions. Get free damage off, I guess, but no creep wave is going to touch the tower because of the bottle. Ardo almost jumped on. Blink Call blind from Axe is slightly off the mark. They do see Nico. Don't quite know where the Axe is, but they do know that he's in the area. Ardo thinking about going in. There is still a gem on this Coddle, but it is not daytime. His vision is a lot less. And this Axe Lifestealer combo has not really been that lucky, although they're going to run into a little bit of luck here. They have no idea. They're considering, but at the same time, Pepita, I don't think these two heroes can kill Pepita. This is just suicide to go in for this in the first place. Sunstrike is there with the Firestorm. It'll be actually pretty close. He can pop the BKB and just turn around and fight. Sue's gonna ride with a couple of right clicks. Jump in Axe is a little bit too late to save the Troll Warlord. Can they get anything? Crimson Guard is gonna hold with the Shiva's Guard and the Tornado. They'll launch the Axe into the air. Lifestealer's not taking that much damage. A nice two-man Impale is there. Reinforcements coming in spades for the Radiant. They'll get 3 instead of just 1. And now they're going to Dark Rift all towards the top lane. Invoker's like, screw you guys, I'm running because I got Wex Orbs. But for Vultur, and that was a surprising amount of damage onto the Troll Warlord. I thought he was going to live for a little while longer, but no, just with that Sunstrike in addition, not an irrelevant amount of damage. Look at that taunting from Theo. Get a, whoa, surfing stun on this Coddle, killing him off. That's a gem for Theo. To drop a couple of sentries, and that's GG. They have no Axe buyback. They have no Lifestealer buyback. Just like that, Midas are going to claim victory. They were in a pretty controlling position by the end of that game, but the troll play on the bottom lane, the